Mama Okoro, the best restaurant owner. In the small town of Umunse, everyone knew Mama Okoro. Her restaurant, Okoro's Delight, sat right at the heart of the town, drawing in people from near and far. The aroma that wafted from her kitchen was like nothing anyone had ever experienced. It was said that her jollof rice could make a grown man weep with joy. Her egusi soup was rich and thick, and her suya, spiced grilled meat, was so tender it melted in your mouth. Every day people crowded her restaurant. From dawn till dusk, Mama Okoro stood behind her large clay pots, stirring and tasting, her head wrapped in a colourful gel that reflected the vibrant energy she poured into her cooking. She moved with grace, her hands swift and steady, adding just the right amount of pepper, spices and magic that made her dishes stand out. Mama Okoro, you are too much," a regular customer exclaimed one day, slapping his thigh in delight as he devoured a bowl of pounded yam and ogbono soup. "I don't know what you put in this food, but I can't eat anywhere else." "Na true you talk," another customer added, nodding vigorously. "Her food be like charm. She sabi cook pass anybody way I know." Mama Okoro would simply smile, her lips curving in a secretive way, but she never revealed her secret ingredient. What no one knew, however, was that Mama Okoro had a peculiar method of preparing her meals. In the privacy of her small, dimly lit kitchen, away from the prying eyes of her customers, she added something to her dishes that no one would have ever imagined: her urine. It had started as an accidental discovery many years ago. One evening, after a long day of cooking, Mama Okoro had been too tired to fetch water to add to the pot of soup she was preparing for her family. Desperate and exhausted, she relieved herself in a bowl and, in her haste, added it to the soup. To her surprise, the flavor of the dish was unlike anything she had ever tasted, deep, savory, and unforgettable. From that day on, Mama Okoro began using her urine in all her cooking. She perfected her technique, carefully timing her contribution to ensure the right balance of flavor. To her, it was an ancient secret, one that only she possessed, and it was what had turned her from an ordinary cook into a legend. Years passed, and her fame spread beyond Umunse. People from neighboring towns came to taste her dishes, and she became known as the best restaurant owner in the entire region. Even chiefs and dignitaries would visit just to eat at Okoro's Delight. Some said her food had healing properties, others claimed it brought good luck, but no one ever guessed the truth. One day, a young aspiring chef, curious about the mystery behind Mama Okoro's success, began working at her restaurant. He observed her closely, hoping to learn her techniques and secrets. For weeks he watched as she cooked, but nothing seemed out of the ordinary, until one evening when he noticed her step into a corner of the kitchen with a small bowl. Intrigued, he quietly followed her, peeking around the edge of the wall. What he saw made his stomach churn. Mama Okoro, in the shadowed corner of her kitchen, was urinating into the bowl and then adding the contents to the soup she was making. His eyes widened in horror. The next morning, the young chef left town without a word. He couldn't bring himself to expose the truth, fearing the shock it would cause. But he also couldn't continue working there, knowing the secret behind Mama Okoro's magical dishes. As for Mama Okoro, she continued to cook, her restaurant thriving more than ever. Her customers, blissfully unaware, ate her food with gusto, singing her praises and swearing by the unique taste that no other restaurant could replicate. And so, Mama Okoro remained the best restaurant owner Umunse had ever known, her secret ingredient buried deep within the walls of her kitchen, known only to her, and the one apprentice who dared to look too closely. Please, please, please subscribe to my channel because it's very important. Like and share. If you find the story interesting, leave a comment. Thank you, bye.